Right now, something is quietly shifting in one of the world's most popular immigration destinations, and if you are planning to move, study, or work abroad, this could directly affect your future in ways you are not expecting. There is a growing debate in Australia that fewer migrants might actually lead to cheaper housing, and this idea is creating serious discussions among policymakers, economists, and everyday people who are struggling with rising rent and home prices. Now, you might be thinking, how can migration affect housing prices so much? And more importantly, what does this mean for someone like you who is planning to go abroad? In this video, you are going to understand what is really happening in 2026, why this issue has suddenly become so urgent, and what mistakes you must avoid if you are planning your future based on immigration opportunities. Over the past few years, Australia has seen a massive increase in migration numbers. International students, skilled workers, and temporary visa holders have entered the country in large numbers, especially after pandemic restrictions were lifted. At the same time, housing construction has not kept up with this rapid population growth. The result is simple but powerful. More people are looking for homes, but there are not enough houses available. This has created intense pressure in major cities like Sydney, Melbourne, and Brisbane. Rents have surged, property prices have climbed, and many locals as well as newcomers are struggling to find affordable housing. In some areas, people are even lining up just to inspect rental properties, and bidding wars have become common. Now here is where the situation becomes even more interesting. Recently, comparisons have been made with Canada, where migration levels were adjusted, and there were signs that housing pressure started to ease. This has sparked a major question in Australia. If fewer migrants enter the country, will housing prices finally come down? At first glance, the answer seems obvious. Fewer migrants means less demand for housing, and less demand usually leads to lower prices. But the reality is much more complex, and this is where many people make costly mistakes by assuming things too quickly. Let's imagine a real-life scenario so you can understand this clearly. Suppose you are an international student planning to move to Australia in the next intake. You have saved money, paid application fees, and maybe even taken a loan. Now suddenly the government decides to reduce migration intake to control housing demand. What happens next? Visa approvals become stricter, competition increases, and your chances of getting approved may drop. At the same time, even if housing prices stabilize or drop slightly, fewer migrants also mean fewer workers in the economy. This can slow down industries, including construction. And if fewer houses are built in the future, the housing shortage can return again, pushing prices back up. This is exactly the dilemma Australia is facing in 2026. On one side, there is public pressure to reduce migration to make housing more affordable. On the other side, the economy depends heavily on migrants for growth, labor, and innovation. Now here is something most people are not talking about. When migration policies change, they do not just affect numbers, they affect real lives. Students may lose opportunities, skilled workers may face delays, families may be separated due to stricter visa rules, and in some cases, people who are already in the country may face uncertainty about their future. Another important point you need to understand is how quickly policies can change. Governments respond to public pressure, economic conditions, and political strategies. This means that what is true today may not be true tomorrow. Many people make the mistake of planning their entire future based on current rules without considering possible changes. For example, someone might think that since housing prices could drop, it is the perfect time to move. But if migration is reduced at the same time, getting a visa might become much harder. So they end up stuck in a situation where they cannot move, and they have already spent money on applications and preparations. There is also the risk of misinformation. Social media is full of viral posts claiming that housing prices are crashing or that migration is being completely stopped. These claims often exaggerate the reality. While there may be policy discussions and gradual changes, extreme outcomes are rarely implemented overnight. Let's talk about consequences, because this is where things get serious. If you make decisions based on incomplete information, you could face financial losses. Application fees, agent charges, document processing costs, and even tuition deposits can add up to a significant amount, And if your plan fails due to policy changes, recovering that money is extremely difficult. Some people even take loans or sell assets to fund their move abroad. If their visa is rejected or delayed, they are left with debt and no clear path forward. This is why understanding the bigger picture is so important. Now you might be wondering, what should you do in this situation? The first step is to stay informed through reliable sources. Do not rely only on viral headlines or rumors. Look at official updates, government announcements, and trusted news reports. Second, always prepare strong and complete documentation. When policies become stricter, even small mistakes can lead to rejection. Make sure your application is accurate, honest, and well prepared. Third, have a backup plan. Do not depend on a single country or pathway. Explore other options as well, so you are not completely stuck if one plan does not work out. Fourth, manage your finances carefully. Avoid spending large amounts of money until you are confident about your application and the current policy environment. This can protect you from unexpected losses. Now, coming back to the main question, will fewer migrants really lead to cheaper homes in Australia? The answer is yes, but only in the short term and under certain conditions. Reducing migration can ease demand and slow down price growth, but it is not a complete solution. Long-term affordability depends on increasing housing supply, improving infrastructure, and managing population growth in a balanced way. This is why experts are suggesting a more controlled and stable migration system rather than sudden cuts. The goal is to balance economic needs with housing availability so that both locals and newcomers can benefit. As we move further into 2026, this debate is expected to grow even stronger. More policies may be introduced, and the situation could evolve quickly. This makes it even more important for you to stay updated and think carefully before making any major decisions. Before you go, I want to ask you something. Do you think reducing migration is the right solution to fix housing problems, or should governments focus more on building more homes and improving planning? Share your thoughts in the comments because your opinion matters, and these discussions help others understand the issue better. If you found this video helpful, make sure to like this video and subscribe to the channel for more updates that can impact your future. And if you know someone who is planning to move abroad or is confused about immigration trends, share this video with them. It could save them from making costly mistakes. Stay informed, stay prepared, and I will see you in the next video with another important update.